What up everybody, it's me, Blake316, here to do a buyer's guide of the PlayStation 4 and some of the games that I feel you should get with the console. Now, believe it or not, there are some people out there who actually don't have a PlayStation 4 yet, and they have tons of perfectly good excuses. They may have chose to buy an Xbox One, a Wii U, or maybe they're a PC gamer. And if they're on the fence of whether or not they want to get a PlayStation 4, this is kind of my opinions and, like I said, my buyer's guide of what you should do when getting the console. My opinion, the PlayStation 4 is definitely a great system to own. I have absolutely no complaints owning the system. And to be honest with you, I absolutely hated the PlayStation 3. It was definitely not one of my favorite consoles. I didn't really like anything about it. And in my opinion, the PlayStation 4 is a huge upgrade. Now, to get into this buyer's guide, I'm going to basically say a few necessities that I think you should get when buying a PlayStation 4. And like I said, some games you should get along with it. Now, not necessarily something that's necessary, but this is the PlayStation 4 mic that it actually comes with. They do have some new mics that you can get, like the PlayStation 4 Gold headphones. I have not purchased one of those because honestly I'm perfectly happy with this little, old school phone jack earpiece that they give with the PlayStation 4. But if you definitely want to upgrade, it's not going to hurt. It's definitely going to give you better sound. But this is the PlayStation 4 headset that I know a lot of people actually threw out, but I kept mine, and honestly I have no complaints with it. But one thing that I definitely feel is a necessity when getting a PlayStation 4 is having more than one controller. Reason being, they give you one controller just like every other console, but the lifespan is about 6 hours on that PS4 controller. And if you're playing a game and your controller dies, they'll give you a USB connector to charge it, but I believe it's only like maybe 5 feet in length. So if you're playing far away from the TV, you can't, it's really hard to charge a controller and play at the same time. So I always suggest getting multiple controllers, always to have one backed up in case one dies, and then you can always just plug in another controller. I think that's really key, especially with a system like this, because unlike the Xbox One, if your batteries die, you just throw in some batteries and guess what, you keep playing. These controllers have to be charged, and like I said, the controller cable is not that long, so it's always good to have one, or like you even see here, two backup controllers to have charged for you. But as far as some games, I think the PlayStation 4 right now has a great library of games. They definitely have their exclusives as well as multiplats. But like always, people buy consoles for their exclusives, so I'm going to give some exclusives that I feel are definitely worth owning for the PlayStation 4. One, I definitely want to say this game is not a system seller, but if you buy the console with a bunch of other games, this is definitely a game you should buy, and it is Bloodborne. I mean, people already know this game already competed for numerous Game of the Year awards. It's definitely a great game. It's definitely a challenging and difficult game that you may rage quit a few times, but if you learn how to play, you put in the effort to play the game, it's definitely worth owning, and it's definitely worth owning a PlayStation 4 for. Another great exclusive that I'm absolutely loving is Street Fighter V. Now, a lot of people are complaining how this game, it's incomplete, that it shouldn't be the price that it is. Honestly, they're going to do an update this month, so hopefully once that update happens, it's going to change a lot of people's opinions and feel that it's actually worth the value. Me personally, I love the game. Regardless of the update or not, I'm really enjoying it. Another great exclusive that's must own is The Last of Us Remastered. Now, I bought my PlayStation 4 particularly for this game. I did not play the PlayStation 3 version, and this game is definitely one of the greatest games of all time, with great story, amazing graphics. This game even has a multiplayer that a lot of people like. Me personally, I didn't really get into the multiplayer. It's kind of slow and whatever, but I really enjoyed the game, and that is another exclusive that I feel that the PlayStation 4 is definitely worth having for. Now, to get onto some next-gen games, because, a lot of people are still owning their Xbox 360, still owning their their PlayStation 3, and there's some games that come out on these next-gen consoles that do not come out on those older consoles. And some of those games I'm definitely going to suggest to you guys are Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Now, I know it's hard to believe, yes, I'm suggesting a Call of Duty game, but this Black Ops 3 version is by far one of the best Call of Duty games to be released, in my opinion, in about 3 years. And on the new generation of consoles, they definitely stepped it up with slightly updated visuals, but overall, it's just a really great Call of Duty experience. And if you're looking for a good multiplayer game, I definitely suggest this on your PlayStation 4. Now, another game that's getting a lot of hate, and in my opinion, maybe my game of the year, is The Division. I know review sites like IGN gave it about a 6.7. GameSpot gave it about an 8.0. In my opinion, this game is like a 9.5. I'm totally enjoying this game. It's kind of stinks that I don't think there's a demo to play for people to really try it out. But I'm definitely not regretting my purchase with this game. I definitely love it. And I honestly feel a lot of people like it too if they give it a chance. So if you're looking for a PS4, here's another quote-unquote next-gen game, multi-plat, that you can get on the console. Now, another game, like one thing with these new consoles such as Xbox One, the Wii U, and the PlayStation 4 is they're doing a lot of quote-unquote remasters where they're taking a lot of older games and they're bringing it onto the newer systems. So this game, if you're into that type of stuff, or some older games that you might have missed out on, or you want to kind of play again, this console does have those remasters, such as Final Fantasy X, X2, Final Fantasy RPG, and one other remaster that's kind of worth getting a PlayStation 4 for is the Grand Theft Auto 5 series. It's definitely an upgrade over the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360 version. Another great game to own on the PlayStation 4. Now, I'm not showing you all my PlayStation 4 games. This is, like I said, just some of the better games that I feel that you should get if you decide to get a PlayStation 4. Now, another next-gen game, just like Black Ops 3 and Tom Clancy's The Division, is Batman Arkham City. This game truly looks amazing, in particular on the PlayStation 4. It looks really good on the Xbox One, but it looks even better on the PlayStation 4. Though that's not a fanboy speaking, that's just my honest opinion. Like I said, another game to buy on the PlayStation 4 if you're definitely interested in buying a PlayStation 4. But this is like a little quick buyer's guide. If you're definitely interested in buying PlayStation 4, whether you're on the fence about it, you don't know if you want it, you don't know how good the games may be, or you're kind of like in denial, like you're stuck in being a fanboy of a particular PC or another console, you know what? I definitely recommend the PlayStation 4. It's a great system. I recommended some great games for you guys. I definitely recommend, as you can see, it has different variety of controllers you can choose from other than just the basic plain colors. It does have other options to do with headset upgrades that I think are really cool. But it's me, Blake316, doing a quick buyer's guide for the PlayStation 4, as well as some of the better games to buy. Make sure to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and make sure to subscribe for future videos. Until next time, peace.